Invincible.
just making things more.
Radiant. Virtus.pro's turn to ban.
No reason for that. Just making things more.
Radiant team ban.
But no, he needs that.
Virtus.pro's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Virtus.pro's turn to ban.
Series.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay. I gotta leave these.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, let's go.
Ten seconds remaining. 5
Ladies and
seconds
gentlemen, this is the series that we've all been waiting for. Two undefeated teams up against each other. Virtus.pro on one side, Navi on the other. This game might very well decide which one of these will go straight to Moscow. Who will have to go through the playoffs. So I'm certainly excited. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm joined by T Panda. How are you doing?
Well, this is indeed the series we've been waiting for. The other one will automatically qualify. Still end up in the upper bracket, so
Virtus.pro's
bracket
turn
at
to
this
pick.
point. Still continue winning, and Navi either
Radiant
they
team
have this one very important matchup again. Let's start it off with a Doom, shall we?
Well, that seems to be what happens a lot in these CS qualifiers. Doom either being banned or picked up first. Nyx Assassin, similar kind of position, but now they just go straight back for the Centaur as well. Wasn't that the same opener that they...
Yes.
Well, it was indeed. Also against
Same
the Doom,
opener.
incidentally.
Virtus.pro's turn to ban.
Okay, let's Darkseer
the-
actually make that.
I was waiting for the Oracle or something to go up here. But we're banned. Darkseer led through the draft. Pasha Darkseer. Tempted. Action.
Radiant team
Doom
ban.
support as a result, so it's certainly putting your cards on the table, but these heroes are still so strong that I don't think you'd mind too much. It's very hard to deal with the Darkseer just backlanding and getting so much extra experience in gold. These jungle camps, because if you do commit your supports, they're gonna start to fall behind in terms of like, extremely quickly. At that point, Darkseer just runs them
10
down with
seconds
Iron Shell, gets a
remaining.
few extra kills, especially if you put some extra help towards the
5
Darkseer.
seconds
Maybe someone with
remaining.
the stun, just a bit of extra
Virtus.pro's
meat.
turn to ban.
make things even better.
Radiant team ban.
Forward to seeing like Darkseer cutting waves and trying to utilize the Radiant jungle side as well. Both the creeps into the jungle camp, so maybe on the first level or two have the chance to stay in the lane all the way back to behind the tier 1. Just
10
work his way
seconds
through there
remaining.
and get himself online. The Navi support's busy.
5 seconds
Nyx isn't
remaining.
exactly the hero who best with Darkseer, so they either decide to choose a hero that is also favorable for the fight, but also for the matchup, something that can harass with Darkseer. Say, for example, if you want to play a position 5 Nyx, you could still go for something like a Willow, and Willow is really good at punishment. If he wants
Perhaps
to do
Another one actually would be Jakiro. I've seen that particular matchup before, and sure, you're doing only a little bit of harassment with dual breath level 1, kind of being mediocre. But you are at least a ranged hero, and you can start to try and deny some of these creeps that Darkseer is trying to farm. And I think this is the closest you can get to slowing Darkseer down with just a single support hero. If you want to bring in 2, well, you can still try and do that. She depend to kill themselves, so never mind that. But Disruptor can actually do a similar thing. Still Roger? Yeah, Roger. Spamming the freaking chat wheel phrase during the draft.
Disruptor do the same thing as the
Radiant team pick.
Lion.
Also good team fight. Glimpse catch. Stampede that will also help with the Disruptor's positioning quite a lot. But extra movement speed. The best thing about Disruptor definitely is that all of your spells are instant cast, so get that instant silence off as well. It can be the downfall of a support hero like Lion for get any hexes or stuns out. And they're confident with these Ember picks today.
I mean, you already see the Doom in the Lion. So a lot of very quick single target initiation. I mean, Doom has a bit of a wind up on that ultimate, but the hex, of course, Lion is potentially all you're gonna need to set up the entire chain of initiation. And if you break through that Flame Guard, Ember Spirit is not actually particularly tanky.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, so it's certainly confident, as you see. But hey, on the flip side, you have the Centaur Disruptor and Nyx, plenty of control to just help him out, maybe turn these fights. Even if you end up losing the Ember, maybe you can get a few kills if you can.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a Bane versus Spirit still picking the Ember in. Split push, but alive, and 2 heroes are trying to catch the Ember guard. Do that, just cut the split push, then reunite and go for Darkseer. Is those big teams get a good wall off. Vacuum's got a nice cast range as well. It's not really about his Iron Shell anymore. Like, the Surge, Doom, already seems like a very scary thing to go up against. You don't necessarily even drums on this game. About going either Shadow Blade or Blink it up. What he needs is armor. He's gonna start hitting relatively hard later on. Could potentially see some small armor item at the bottom, maybe, so that Dark build it. But that is up to what is Virtus physical damage to it. Already seen a Drow strat being pulled off by them. This isn't looking like the ideal Drow strat anymore.
Oh, not really. I think you just want to go for just a heavy hitter of some description. Morphling has been banned, else that would have been a decent one. Don't do it, yeah, that works. Like, you already have so much team fighting, you know, Darkseer, Vacuum, into not just the wall, but potentially a Centaur Storm from his Helm Creep, another Centaur Storm from the Doom if he eats one of those, Lion Stuns, and there's just so many things to combo up with, and add a Lone Druid in the middle of that with
10
very
seconds remaining.
farm bear ideally, that just, yeah, that's all the extra damage that you're ever gonna need
5 seconds
if you
remaining.
manage to pull off.
Virtus.pro's turn to bat.
Downside is Navi have quite a few ways to get into the backlines. Still, the Lone Druid can get super tanky himself. He will certainly need to rely on his team to be able to survive that and make sure that the bear can stay alive itself. Do that damage that they look.
Yeah, the bear is relatively easy to kill as well, especially later on. Bear doesn't scale, but the hero does. So, in that sense, I was thinking maybe Virtus.pro want to build a read. A lot of basic damage items. And you got a Sven as well, just also providing you with an armor. But that could also mean that this could be a bear build for the Lone Druid. Just get yourself another line. Radiance up if you get a good Radiance timing. What you see lately being built is like some like Mask of Madness on the Lone Druid Spare, just get extra boots off, enable Sven to get hits in. It doesn't look like a lineup where Sven's really gonna hide it around all the control. The back new Fear, line up with a Lion, Blink, Stun. A lot of good things that VP can perform with this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that is their prerogative, right? This is their statement of saying like, hey, we have a lot of tools available to us, and we're going to be able to use them no matter what you do against. Navi, they're in a similar position though. So these kind of drafts are the best for such a series, I would say, or such a game. It's just the best of one. Because it means that they're gonna be matching up with each other. They're gonna be clashing these 5-on-5 engagements that can be very chaotic, but that really depend on you being able to execute all of your abilities perfectly and synchronize them as well.
Now I'm thinking if they've got Ember Spirit, do they want to put it safe lane and put Storm mid, but
Choose your hero.
PA. Safe lane PA, mid Ember? Mid PA, safe lane Ember?
Sure, if you want to go mid PA, don't do it, but Ember Spirit also deal. Put magical on him. He's shown that he can play that good against.
Back breaking curse of so many years. Are we just showing a starter, an appetizer of what they can pull off? If they can pull off an upset here against VP, such a great run they've had so far.
They can, then they only have to win against Gambits. They will be undefeated, they will go straight to Moscow. If they don't, well, then Virtus.pro will be that team, because this is their last game actually in the bracket. They win this one, they're 7-0. Alright.
Yeah,
Go.
Plenty of games today. Navi's only had one game so far against the Empire, so VP are definitely warmed up. It's just up to Navi to answer to that. This should be a great game. Expectations are high at least.
Prepare
Like,
for battle.
so much team fight from both sides. Then again, yesterday I had a game, I believe, Black Hornets versus Gambit, where at least Black Hornets had a super big team fight lineup, right? And they got all their items, they got everything that they needed, but they still didn't force anything. Might not necessarily mean too much these days in these qualifiers, but I do expect quite the clash. Magical. What the hell is he doing? Cutting some trees?
Smelling a bait. Like, this is a reference to where they smoked and basically rushed for the top shrine area. But still, that is a very interesting move to be there.
I mean, if you want to defend against that, you just find yourself up on this.
Yeah, you obviously don't want to stay in the low ground and get popped at the first stun.
Well, it didn't get punished. We're also not seeing Blizzy pull up the same kind of shenanigans again, so that's good.
He can still pull it off, he's got 9 tangos.
With that moving out towards the bottom lane, but I think they are too late for the bounty. They only get the one up top.
And they're going straight towards the bottom lane. Maybe the setup for tri-lane was just to get up the bounties. Crystallize almost takes it. Pasha gets it again. But his hero's just going to up to help Centaur. Mix. Does it look like Soneko is actually towards mid? It's actually a smart idea. If he does. Oh, he doesn't. Alright, come on, make up your mind already. Like, I was expecting him to go to mid and just pop that Q onto the lone druid, just that early harass while moving towards the top lane. But they are going to go with the tri-lane.
For the time being anyway, maybe they're just hoping for some sort of kill against low armor Doom. Might be a possibility if they connect a stun, if they connect jump from Crystallize, but he's nowhere near this. Just the support's zoning them out to make sure. Time. Pasha, first couple of iron shells on the cool wave. No backbench shenanigans just yet. With both supports here in this area, this also gets reasonably dangerous for Pasha to try and attempt.
Soneko instantly got hard tap. Block it.
That's that Devour on cooldown anyway. Earlier.
It's a very bad camp on bottom side. There's 2 Dark Troll Summoner camps, so that the Doom's not really going to go for any. There's a 3rd Dark Troll Summoner camp in the triangle as well.
Imagine if you go from one to the next you see only Dark Trolls. Like,
The Satyr is here, so that's like far away.
Gonna have to do without a proper creep for a while, I guess. Maybe you can prevent them from blocking that camp up again.
He's got his own sentry too. Expects a ward being placed. Probably think it might have actually already placed it down, but Roger is smart enough and done.
Magical. Wanted the bear, 14 health points or something. Left on the spirit. Now to resummon, so that was quite the commitment.
Valiant effort, like that would have totally paid off if it did.
And gets the observer ward on the way out with his own sentry, so that works.
Of regeneration.
Got a bit of extra money that way. Now Roger, there it is. He sees one set of trolls. He's gonna see the next. Ah, God. Alright, I'll do it. I'll take it. Might as well. Up top, Zayats. Mid rotation a little bit early to help out Blizzy, so this Centaur actually doing quite a bit, trying to get as much DS as he can. It's not a whole lot that VP can comfortably do to even zone him out. Not if he still has women Pangos on the top of his
Marsh is also getting a share fair of the Rast by some. He's got a couple of creeps there for him to farm. Again, the lie is already half. All the solo XP. First waves. Top wave though. Zayats misses the stun on solo.
play against each other. I don't think there's much kill potential until Blizzy can maybe get some boots, can get the top of the line for the follow-up stun. How do you think about this choice here for VP in the bottom lane to actively contest the lane? Because Masha just keeps doing this, doing the Einschau thing up against the melee hero, which is the old school way, almost you could say, but reasonably effective.
Could say, we tried, this is not something for your pub games, we tried a meat draft, where I was playing Darkseer, a friend of mine was playing Pudge, level 1 flesh heat, put the Iron Shell on him, he's regenerating faster than doing damage to him. So he just basically
on top lane, Blizzy. He's one more click on solo, actually the creeps do it instead.
I'm getting caught in my stories here at the bad times.
Yeah. So to drop you there, but I mean...
But yeah, talking about that, it actually works pretty well here because the EA is still gonna be quite able. But instead of Pasha just waiting to get into last hitting range, EA is just gonna spam a dagger, force you out. If you have Doom as a friend, they're both getting XP. This is what Doom level 4, Doom position 4, but his XP needs to get his Eternal Blade, his Scorched Earth, and he does to be some kind of...
The downside is, as you said, Crystallize is still getting a bit of last hits.
Magical.
Been very good about that.
I die here in mid. For the root, Hill hasn't rooted.
Joke and no heal up with Tango with the bottle. No, but yeah, I mean, not really slowing down Crystallize. Pasha is still getting CS like he's doing the semi backlane just behind the tower, just drop that. But you're not getting as much as you would if you would just commit solely on this when you also just drag it to these kind of neutral camp.
It is true, it is true. But it's just to get the Doom started off. What is most important is not just prioritizing farm, on actually spreading it wide. Heroes that really need an earth on actually have some kind of gain. Exactly one of those heroes now he can rotate to mid like he's doing. Navi just might respond to this. So now,
there's no Flame Guard here that just expired now. Body blocked a little bit. Zaitsu coming around, nice little stun on the Doom and the Bear. They're gonna get rid of Roger first. No one, it's the cat. You know it's Panda here. They will still click down Zayats and the Bear tanky enough to just walk away, but it looks like there's 200 health points to spare. A lot of commitment from both sides. The solo's not completely out of the woods yet, but he's just as talented with the drop there.
Oh, thank God the pad has survived. But like, what I'm really maybe questioning here a bit is Soneko's. They don't know. I mean, they don't really have the exact kill, but he has skipped limbs completely and put 2 points on the lane.
Almost dropping that. That would have been disastrous. Roger unable to keep the chase up as surging fire. If it was a surge, I'm not going at this point. But yeah, diving the tower, but Crystal is still alive. Out of region though. Single tangle.
That's still a trade they would happily be able to take. Harass the safe lane carry evenly, get the kill, take some hits. Crystallize right now, he's farm. Damage has been.
After coming back, gives a salve over, and even delivers the Midas recipe. Didn't even talk about that. Crystallize rushing straight into that, getting in 3-7 minutes. Not a bad timing at all. But also an unconventional item on PA, isn't it?
Oh, pretty much. I guess we're talking about, well, we're not really talking about the comeback Midas racking up CS, but he's now hits his level 6-7 minutes in, so he's on pace. Is the final goal EA build. You're gonna get a lot of XP, but you are a Doom target. You are like #1 Doom target alongside with the Ember Spirit. You're just gonna go straight at Crystallize. Jumps to Zayas.
Stun up Roger. Let's get it on Darkseer. Only now the Scorched Earth coming out to help him run away. Crystallize doesn't quite have the damage to do that by himself, but does help support from both Soneko as well as Zayas. He's just burning down to the Scorched Earth and the Iron Shell. Stampede to get them close, but no glimpse leveled yet from the Roger.
Gotta go fast, 500 movement speed on Roger's Doom. Can't really chase up to that when EA doesn't even have you don't have glimpse leveled up. This is what I was talking about earlier when that dive was happening at the bottom. Drop just skipped his glimpse completely and put 2 points in Thunder's.
Either not, it's quite a value upgrade actually, damage-wise.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Very rarely see Thunderstrike max. Glimpse is just too good. Now they could really start to use that one value.
Dire structures.
Bit unfortunate there, but I don't think he'll put it beyond points anytime soon. Now finds a double stun. He should be fine. As I say that on Lizzie. He's pretty damn fast. That's another Facebook charge. Finds to stop even without it, so never mind. Solo left to his own devices. Living up to his name. Meanwhile, no one taking care of that, or making use of that space, I should put. Now the mid tower already, that one was unattended for a while.
Powerful during that. Level 4 bear, so nice plus 40% bonus building damage. Bear already started. Really mauling down towers quickly, and so Neko going down to Pasha in the bot lane. There's no PA, no threat. The Darkseer because he's got his Dominator already though.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Indeed. About to pick it up. The fact that you got the kill even without that just it's gonna give you even worse, isn't it? Takes over the Centaur. And that's kind of the best creep for Darkseer to get too. I mean, just put Iron Shot on top of it, search forward, find the stun. Easy kill on the support here, especially.
Yeah, that is actually one of the scariest things. You see a 1500 health unit with a stun running at you, and they're doing right that.
Here we go. Centaur versus Centaur, who will win with polar packs from Solo, keeping himself alive long enough to help out. It'll be a 1-for-1 that they like to take any day of the week. No one else going through, and that's a little bit too scary. But the Centaur is not done yet. Look at this Iron Shell. Doing a ridiculous amount of damage to his level 5 Nyx Assassin. At this point, you just curse Ice Frog, and what the hell? Well side there. No one gets Soneko.
Mask of Madness power on the lone druid. Bear with Mom. Out. Ramsey's farming ancients. Buying odds.
Yeah, all of this chaos that Darkseer is creating. No one as well. He's been very active with this bear very early on. He did, as you said, go for his Mask of Madness build with face boots rather than greedy Midas. buying a lot of space for the Sven. This is another stun. Also Disruptor, follow attacks. Roger. Is it enough? Not this time. With the Stampede, turning this around. Solo is down. Roger trying to burn down Snako, but a bit of heal will be enough to keep him safe still. Stomp, another slide, another kill for Magical.
5-man rotation to the bot lane to prevent the 2-man smoke gank from happening. Yeah, I'll call that worth.
Teaching to be in this lane, or the area, I should say. Magical sees Pasha, or he uses Surgeon on Screep, and so now a couple extra seconds to follow up stun. Perfectly timed, but in place too. Storm, well, if they can get this creep too, this would be nice, and just uses the Midas. Which is not actually worth anymore, money-wise anyway.
Sure,
still
but
get the 160. Yeah.
But that was one moment, like, you're using your Surge on the Centaur, trying to scout if there's any Navi hero around, and suddenly they're all on top of you, your Surge is on down, and like, oh well. I submit to my fate, yeah.
Pretty much.
Tar, I would play.
Oh. So VP taking charge, Navi starting to fight back inside on their own side of the map. When can they start to put on some pressure of their own? Looking towards these tier 1 towers, they don't really have the best pushing power just yet. So is that even on the cards, or do they just have to keep playing defensive to farm up person?
Yeah, I mean, maybe with the Deso, line up with the PDA to take down towers. Fighting scary. Unless you find pickoffs like they find Solo in the top lane, and it's always good that what they can get, because that Edward lead was also 5k for B. Dropped 2k because of all. Lone Druid is scary to fight against at this point. He's got a medallion as well. This is something that I haven't seen on a while. Lightstone. Not actually, yeah, he's going straight for Solar Crest, so we're looking at a bear build. Have any answer to that? They can stun and hold him in place, but he's got a Savage Roar. It's just gonna throw everyone out, especially the PA. PA is like a hero that wants to farm where the area is the most safest. Doesn't want to take any engagements, but maybe VP. They're stalling their push.
VP realized that they do have some power, even just between the 4 of them. Sven has not really been a part of any of these engagements here. 0-0-0 on Ramses. It's just the way he likes it, I guess. I mean, the only one who's really dying a lot is Solo, and I feel like we've seen that one before in the game earlier today on his Oracle. But if it stays like that, it's absolutely fine. I mean, he's level 6, he does have the Finger of Death. Ideally, you want to keep that on cooldown, you know, always find a kill there to start building up the stats. But if you can't, it's not the end of the world either, because your cores are doing well. Look for tier 2, look at this. Forcing out the glyph immediately.
See Pasha and Roger both be warning under their Navi's Vincere testing this, but they can't really get a tower contest happening. Still pushing the top wave out. They're forced out of the mid lane. Zayats is a power hitter.
Still gets a meme hammer, but he's going for the ult spell.
Dire's top tower
looking a bit rough.
Another DD rune for the Ember.
Face drum. Mid-face drums normally indicates that he should be, yeah, he wants to be the one fighting, while Crystallize is the one farming with the Midas, right? It's still tough to find an opening. Zayat is doing his best, kind of scouting, giving that information, but Ramses is not someone that you can go on, unless he drops super low somehow in the jungle, which is unrealistic.
Not anymore. You got his Echo Saber up in farming mode that just keep on going. Never drop that low. But what I'm worried about here is not the Midas BA. How many towers are you gonna forfeit?
The smoke, Pasha farming up the jungle, they will realize this now. Short range blink, quick stomp, one of the stun, they should have more than enough between the 5 of them to get that kill, and maybe a glimpse of somebody's Snako, just needs vision, and he does, and it's for Ramses, that's a good kill, if they can get it. Ramses is pretty strong, does not have the ultimate, but not enough control with the static storm alone. Roger was thinking about the Doom, They're just perfectly happy to walk away.
Combat Wars, they down. Fight started because he gets that extra vision so that the dude cast doesn't cut off, but Roger did cancel it. Pop.
Oh. Well, no one. This would be equally good, but no chains. But so late, Blizzy. Almost, but not quite.
Smart play by no one, waiting for all the roots to go out, and then just happily beat. Nothing that can cancel him. And now VP, they're pressuring the mid tower, looking for maybe a pick off on Sumeko. They've got the creep wave deep with a catapult. They could potentially just take down this tier 2 tower, knowing that Static Storm is still in cooldown for like another half a minute.
Radiant's middle tower
There's Stampede, but Static Storm.
No one surging forward here as fast as he can to find help out. Runs into Magical with... That's... okay, yeah. No follow-up. Doom was there. Doom was very close, actually. Could have been a very random kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This tower's dead now.
Yeah, that early sharing the XP between the Doom and the Darkseer enables this Doom so much. He got to his level 6 a few minutes ago, right when he got that Doom. If he didn't get that XP from the bottom lane, it would still be like level 4 or level 5. Delay their possible ganks by several minutes when the rest of the team is like, we are ready to look for pickoffs now. You have your Doom. Nope. Okay, we'll wait for that then. But it has a point. It actually has a point why they did.
Got to tier 2, you still have 2 outer tier towers to claim and a top lane. No reason to overcommit to anything crazy. Try for a bit of de-warding here. Both teams have a lot of vision on the map. Radiant with this entire area, this entire map, basically this extra frontier they staked out. Dire with a few de-wards here. High in, or on this Roche Pit approach, which is also perhaps something that Virtus.pro can be taken down very quickly. Certainly once it completed Solar Crest.
Definitely want to read the opportunity inside the next 4 minutes or so, because PA hasn't finished any big item yet, and he's so close to getting that Desolator. When they get the info on that, they can also read our...
Even with the Desolator though, it still seems like Pro would have an easier time or faster time. But either way, with all of this team fight that we were talking about in the draft, neither team would really not want to contest the other team doing it. Potential clash point. Very dangerous indeed. So far so good. Sven going straight for the BAB, no blink dagger shenanigans. So have that safety up against all of these stuns.
And I was also looking at first Spirit's item build, picking up Maelstrom, first actual damage item. All the Ember Spirits we've seen today have been either very far behind and haven't had the damage required. I want to amp up both the Ember and the PA to kind of have that surprise element onto VP's roster that, oh, they actually do this much damage when they both have those big items first time. It's kind of like you're pulling out an ace in your sleeve. You know they're gonna hit hard, but they still always get you by surprise. Oh, they hit this hard. There's still that tanky Sven. Sir, to how to fight the PA.
Tanky, if he has the God Strength available, he's also hitting for a lot of damage here. Is it at this point 120% bonus plus 20 strength? Like
he's gonna hit for like 350.
Let's smoke up. Not all of them, the center's actually unsmoked. They're still going straight into the Roche Pit. And Navi, they kind of spread out right now. They cannot go into it.
You see the centaur that is not smoked. It's the only thing they see.
Echo walking in. He confirms what's happening. Drops the stacks from very early on, but now Solo trying to get in range. Can't quite do it. The blink stomp somehow dodged. All of this glimpse back. Yeah, Solo might die. Roger actually walking in, threatening that Doom, gets stunned up by Zayats. Meanwhile, Ramsey's no one, still working away on this Aegis. So Raz of VP just keeping Navi away. This is working out. Stampede. Oh, what the Doom? Medical, what are you doing there? You're all alone. The stun will miss. There's so many heroes around him. Very easy kill indeed.
That was a misplay by Ember.
Questionable at best. And now tier 1 tier low from earlier. Very easy kills. Neko trying his best to skip this wave. He doesn't really have the best tools to deal with that. Sure, with the normal creeps, but certainly not with the siege creep. And the bear's already on him. An attack until no one gets a little bit closer.
Nice juice. Where's Neko? He's buying a little bit of extra time. He knows he's dead. Just pushes the wave out, so instantly good. He just be given away, crystallize. He knows there's no two. But Darkseer's coming in with almost 600 movement speed, finds the PA.
Little ball just for the vision, and look at Blink over towards Blizzy a second time. So the first center, the Blink stomp though over on the Darkseer first. Magical walking in with follow chains. They eat through that harm creep with the Midas just to make sure that Pasha doesn't have that extra utility to work with. They'll finally send no VP off the trail here.
Middle tower is under attack.
No one is just staying in his true form, extra health out, and battle cry. Curious if he's gonna go into an axe later on this game. I have witnessed the power of the level 25 Lone Druid bear attack time too many times, and the rat potential. VP is more of like the team fight type, where Pasha is the split pusher, but now that Pasha's playing a team fight hero, no one has the option of rat actual team fight damage. He could go for the battle cry grant spell immunity, but it's only like 3-4 seconds. 5 seconds actually, yeah.
Which is actually pretty good on like what, 20-second cooldown? And it's for you and the bear, so it can be very powerful if you're taking these big heat fights. And the way he's already supercharging the attack speed from the bear. I mean, you have the Spirit Link gives you 80. Solar Crest also gives you extra. Then Fast Medicine half. The Glyph delays a little more. Okay, Ramses, he's just going in. Tries to cut this Neko, but does get stunned up first. Does have the Aegis to work with, gets glimpsed back, trying to get this Aegis for free, but he just pops the BKB. He wants to get this kill, and he will with one more swipe, and he does indeed. Meanwhile, no one's starting to work away on the melee racks now. Ramses helping out. Objective base aiming from VP, but there's the stuns. They get that first step. VP got what they came for. But now they get more. BKB was already used. Doom now on to Crystallize with her own BKB. They start to try and cut through the Doom first, but the Surge gets him out. Now, Pasha. The vacuum available, there's not, but he's just punching. They're all punching. Hex to follow up. Solo still alive doing all of this, providing the control that they need. Not just get the melee racks, they also get a few crucial kills. They can transition us straight into mid if they wanted to. Still hanging around, no one. Threatening with this bear that's very hard to deal with at this point.
Even if Pasha missed his vacuum, he really didn't mind being quite at all.
Look at this. Cutting through these buildings like they were paper. And you do, I mean, if you commit on the bear, you have to use spells. If you use spells, Ramses is just gonna blink in and kill you. Does have another ultimate in a couple of seconds. Now they're walking away though, so they'll give him one bear after all. Oh, just as I was hyping it up.
They need the PA to be able to kill the bear. He's the only one who has somewhat damage to blow up the bear or deal reasonable enough amount of damage so that VP can raid. Like, no one especially like, oh, I'm gonna lose my bear. That's like basically my hero is the bear. Ember only has a Maelstrom and a draw because he's forced to go for a defensive item just so that he doesn't get get controlled in fights. But it's all on this PA. Like, Crystallize with the Midas, okay, he's got his BKB, but we saw there he popped his BKB, but despite, he's still gonna get doomed and forced to run for like 10 seconds. That last fight where he was just running around, running out from the fight for such a long time because he's got lifesteal. Doesn't even have the lifesteal talent, so he went leave talent 5% with that. So it's good for like AoE damage. You can try and deal some damage on your opponents with the dagger flying into the bear. Maybe get a lucky crit on the bear and do some damage on the back lines. But all the health pools, all the armor pools on VP are so big that it's easy for them to protect the bear, but also easy for Ramses to just go in and hunt Soneko down. It seems to be the only way that Navi can get themselves a pick off after a fight ends is the glimpse or the static storm. Ramses did exactly what he did. He's got Aegis, pops his ulti, pops his BKB, and just chases the Disruptor down. And that's where everything started.
Yep. Now their decisive advantage, 12k. Monetary terms. Experience should also be not quite as bad, but still pretty rough. Zayat's level 11. Solo actually very a level away from level 2 Thing of Death, where the cooldown really. But now, this seems like a bit of a desperation book. 5 minutes.
VP are also 5-man stacked around this area, so they're not giving any chance for Navi to give.
A lot of vision here. Zayat's chose himself. This is the case. VP pick up on this. Well, doesn't even matter. Zayat's not quite there just yet. And now Crystallize coming in. They're trying to get rid of the bear first. Oh, the solo. Okay, he's buying back, but Static Soul catches a few VP zeros as well. Magical in the middle of that. 2 buybacks forced out on the side of VP. Only one on Zayat. Absolutely fine. BKB on Ramses will time out. As they have another glimpse, I believe, on somebody. That is the Pasha. Triple kill for Crystallize. They actually finds the crits. He finds the jumps. Might have been desperation, but it certainly worked out. They even find a change online. There would be a dieback here with a crit or 2. Crystallize gets hexed up, so it's gonna have to be magical.
This is huge for Navi. Absolutely huge winning this team fight. That wrap around to the back, using Zayats as a bait in the lane, already having the Sven out, quickly blowing up solo, and then just that static storm onto 2. It just felt like VP thought they had the edge with the vision, but they just lost their vision at the start of the fight. Meanwhile, the fight was taking place. They deboarded as well, so they didn't see where Navi's heroes were. They put their own wards in place and saw exactly where VP was. VP, in their previous games, they also used these quick buybacks to come back into the fight and turn it around and get it into their favor. It didn't happen this time. And this is immensely big for Navi.
No boot to travel to anything to even get anywhere close to that area. Navi had the decided advantage. VP, they felt like they didn't even know what was happening even halfway through the fight. It's magical. Had complete free reign. Phantom Assassin also protected by that 9-second BKB. And now, might find more. Doom stun up by Zayat. Follow up with the Impale. Need a little bit more damage, but they have it. Doom even comes out with Ramses turning this around on the Emberspurt. They do not want to let them go. Zayats, well, doesn't really matter if he's by cameras, but the bash, drop, one up, stun, Ramses. May have almost have to spawn, but there's backing wall. Turnaround on turnaround for Crystallize is still working. He gets a crit, and another one on Pasha. Now he's looking for the bear. Meanwhile, another glimpse on the real lone to it. That might be the better time. And there's another bash from the freaking dagger. The Savage Roll will fight some time, but not for Blizzy. Blinks in, he stuns, he nukes no one in so much trouble. And now he joins the rest of his team in the afterlife. Only solo left standing as VP see this game slipping away from their fingers, because guess what? Roshan next on the list.
Roshan just spawns right after this, but that team fight again, VP kind of giving away the Doom there. It's like, okay, we're gonna lose our Doom here. Uses his ulti, gets static stormed at the same time. He did get his ulti off, but gets instantly silenced as well. He got the TPs out. Ramses tries to go man mode, find himself a pickoff right after with the BKB used, but that lucky bash from PA when the Yules was about to end on Nyx. Maybe a bit of luck on both of those with the bash and also the Nyx getting out of that fight, but Navi is completely turning it around. If this was any other team against Virtus.pro, they would have already lost the previous fight. Navi have done it twice.
This is...
We're starting
showing us why they're undefeated so far.
We're starting to get the series we deserved and what we wanted to happen here. A tight series between two fantastic CIS teams.
12k advantage, a single or 2 team fights. The one to defend their base, set up by this beautiful smoke wraparound, and now another one with VP just being baited in some ways, but also some calculated crits from the Phantom Assassin. I mean, Crystallize crits down Ramses, gets another one immediately on Apacha, almost one-shotting him. Lizzie stuns until now on the mark, but they find the vision for the glimpse back into the Static Storm. We've seen this one before, Ramses, but this time around Crystallize has the crit again on Pasha. Get another free kill.
Midas starting to pay off for Crystallize, leading the net worth now with 19k.
The hero that they need. Throwing out that damage.
Waiting for that same panic. Using the timer of the Doom as well if he does end up getting Doom. Now the lights.
How do you stabilize here? Side of these, like, what's your game plan going forward? You just start to play defensively, or you just keep trying what you tried before, just looking for pickoffs of your own? Except for some sort of yeah, lane push.
These smoke setups where you can either catch the Nyx off guard or just get disruptor first and hope to fight with them. The Static Storm is really messing up the Force Infantry. They have the ABs, which is the Ramsey. Solo does have something in that smoke, but not actually going for it yet. No, they're still up against it.
Pro, you want to wait until that has expired naturally, which is not going to be for a while. 2.5 minutes left on the clock on that. Navi know this too, so let's spend a little bit of time just farming up the jungle.
I just feel
the
like
lanes.
this might sound really harsh, but you kind of have to go back to basics and, you know, just nuke the supports and open up the fight through that. Buybacks coming in, maybe even back away right after they get a pick-off or two. Cannot stretch a full-on team. Wait the PA to use his BKB and find our open. No one's bear build. It is more suited on isolating a hero. Now, Roots with the Desolator now picked up on the bear. The Solar Crest, like, this is just all on the bear. But the bear doesn't scale as well as the PA does.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
PA, look what they find in the river. The Rune of Many Winds, as I like to call it, bottled up for Phantom Assassins. So have that for the next fight. You can pop that, swap the Basher back in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So if it's going to be high ground, because it's actually quite the push in the top lane, helped out by a few Iron Shells here and there. 2 catapults, so they'll have to account for this, but they do have the Ember Spirit to work with. Plop a render down, TP back home, deal with these creep waves, and then still be able to join the rest of the team for the fight. But they're all TPing up, so...
Oh, no one's also... Well, at least they're managing to dodge the Aegis timer on the PA. It's not going to be up for enough minutes until it gets reclaimed. Maybe we have a chance on testing the Roshan. They are one of the best teams in the world to test Roshan, fight around the Rosh pit. That is their strength in this game. The sheer experience. Typed it out already earlier on. They are a very, very experienced team, ahead of many other teams, organizations, stacks, whatever you want to name it. And they are solely relying on how quickly they react to situations. How can they adapt? And now, it almost feels like this game is in a stalemate. It feels like for the first time VP are threatened of not leading the game. They're not used to it today.
You can definitely tell that feeling by the way that they're playing right now. Just spending much more time on their own higher ground than they did in all the previous games combined. It feels like sitting there making sure, alright, let's make sure that we are not out of position. That we don't get just crit down one by one like this flies. Ramses playing a dangerous game. He is protected by this Observer Ward on a high ground.
MKB is a good choice for Sven. Like, he still needs something to deal with. If he wants to fight the PA, right? But right now, either he goes for straight up damage with the MKB, follow it up to maybe Daedalus instead of the Echo Saber. The slow is really nice to have, like a hero like Sven, because if you manage to get 2 heavy hits in, nuke the Disruptor right away, but also one lucky crit could really help.
Another option that Sven sometimes go for is the straight up Bloodthorn, but it's a lot of money to spend that doesn't necessarily have right now. And still a BKB, 7 seconds on PA.
AC, and almost said that the APC could have been smarter to build on the Lone Druid's Bear. Bear is surviving fights, and the more armor the Bear has is always better. And Bear can also be an aura machine for get stuff like cheap items like flats, for example, for their team. Build it on him. He has flats. Oh, actually, Doom does have flats now. Back, but
this is not
the AC on the Bear.
Yeah, this is not quite the team fight Bear. I mean, with Radiance into that AC, that's normally the build. This is solely focused on single target, and I guess also pushing some ways with the Mask and the Desolator. Now the NKB also being queued up on Lone Druid as well. So this is all guns facing towards the PA, I guess. Which isn't even a bad thing considering this network advantage. That is pretty much all on Crystallize, sitting at 23k, but the next two highest round heroes are that Sven, that Lone Druid. They can work together to bring her down. Probably twice, because at this point you will hold on to buyback. And then you can still come back into this game.
The Moon of Illusion.
There's still room for error. Like Darkseer can pull off some pretty good combos here. Surge can also drive Navi into a very awkward situation, like we mentioned already in the draft. Sven is not a hero in this game that's going to be fighted a lot. Surge, Ramses can always catch up with any hero he wants to go to. The only thing blocking him are the bashes. Bash into not having a BKB and sitting in the...
Speaking of Surge, like, it's gonna be a while until we actually see that AoE Surge. 36 minutes in, but Darkseer is still level 6. No one close to his level 20, so we go for it.
They're baiting with the Bear. This could be really good for VP.
Okay, that's only sides and front lines. The Yules dodge that stun. Ramsey's still committing with all of his spells, and a couple of cuts down the root, and he comes in to kill on Zayt. He bites back. Meanwhile, in the back lines here, Blizzy trying to do something, but he gets cut down too. This is the fight for VP. The Doom on PA prevents her from critting or jumping around again to crits. So now we have to back off.
That was
2 kills, 2 buybacks.
Using the bear bait, sitting in the trees, waiting for 1 or 2 heroes to show up. They only got the Nyx, so they happily just send Ramses first in and just kind of like draw the first contact. See what is Navi gonna do. Are you gonna just give away your Nyx for free? Blizzy missed his stun on the Centaur, which was pretty awkward there. Like, if he did land that stun, it could have opened up Navi's roster to just jump in and take the fight for themselves. But they were forced to use the Static Storm in the river, which is what they need on top of the Doom, so he doesn't get his ulti off. He also has a BKB too, so... But that was just
still going for Roshan though, knowing that, hey, there's no finger, there's no god strength. The bear needs a few more crits. He's out short for the latest further. Must have had the second one, yeah, okay. So if they get the bear again, they wouldn't even have that available.
Masuk kan sebenarnya nih.
They don't have wall, they
Mana
don't
boleh masuk lera kan kan lah.
It's very hard to fight against Navi here.
Hah?
Have to try here. This
Masuk
is
lera.
Roshan's game, but they have the backup. Getting it all together here, and Crystalite jumping out, trying to punch off Solo first, and there it is. Stay away, only to stop the dying so far. Crystalite with the Abyssal Blade over on the Doom. Couple of clicks here on Roger, target of opportunity. It's a very easy one. The rest of VP unable to initiate back into this because they don't have these spells, but then just got the ring of cooldown. He does have damage output with the buyback available in Doom. They're still trying. Roshan not really in that range just yet, but what the hell? That's the line dead again. BKB's come through Crystalite. He's looking for Ramses, and the Bastion keeps Blizzy alive for now. Got the ultimate off, but Crystallize down. They're trying to turn this around. Couple of clicks here and there. And he's forced to run. Maybe forced to jump to somebody here. Ramses with another stun to cleave. Cuts them down. Magical force Remnant away. The stun from Zayt on one side, Snake on the other, but well, Kinetic Field will buy him some space, but vacuum back into another stun. They should be able to finish him off. And Crystallize,
Doesn't have buyback.
he committed for the Abyssal. He does not have buyback. If VP realize this, and they will, because they will force or look to force out that buyback after the Roshan. They will find that they will not get it. So instead, highly likely that they at least get one set of rounds on the back of this too.
Arka पनि सक्यो.
There's still 3 buybacks on VP, and the only one for Navi is the Emperor's Rift, because PA can't afford her buyback. Like you said, bought an Abyssal Blade, and the moment her BKB ran off, it was like, we're going on the PA right now, and that's what Ramses did. He got the follow-up from his teammates. He had the bear as well, just teasing around. He did get force staffed out from the fight for a while, and it almost felt like Crystallize with his... He kind of got screwed by the padding or something. He felt like he wanted to jump back in, but then Sven comes in, throws a stun onto Crystallize, and uses the cleave damage from the target right next to him, I think it was the Emperor Spirit, to cleave the PA to death. DD Rune and an ulti available to Sven.
Got some DD right now, the rest of his team working way up top, no one. Also can claim Rax himself very easily. They will be able to claim Magus. Crystallize is back right now though. Might have to... Yeah, okay, they're gonna lose the bear before we can finish up the range. Magus not claimed just yet. The second bear from no one. Gotta be a bit careful with this one. Still a lot of net worth focused on a single unit. Have a lot of mana actually. Is what the hell? They eat the cheese right there? I didn't even know. As a stun, they saw Roger. Crystallize goes in. Ramses actually walking inside as well. As Crystallize finds it back as Ramses kind of low, but there's a bit of a combo tempted. But that's the agent. Picking up that Venus, not really doing too much damage. Just solo. Next on the list, the stunts are real, and VP are losing hero after hero. Ramses all of a sudden alone in spotlight, and he cannot man fight against Slice. He has to try and run away, find another target path on the cover of BKB, and that target will be the range tracks. Another bash, he's down before he can actually finish it. Now they have not given up just yet. Even no one is caught inside the kinetic field. Salvatore will buy him some time. But Soneko will keep Vision Blizzy with another blink. Don't even need it. Magical. Claims that himself.
Navi don't really have much time. They have to go for an all-in push right now. Force out the buybacks from the Sven, who doesn't have an ulti for another minute. Same thing, no bear for 40 seconds. Even Plunder did go for a buyback. There's a Doom available. They don't have Finger and Darkseer's ultimate either. If they get straight to the tier 4, they might be able to take down the towers by the time VP are up with their ultimates, and then Navi have to make the decision. Are they going to go straight for and trying to end the game, or back away and fight against the Mega base? But they're pretty much out of time right now. And they know it.
This is shaping up to be the game that we were hoping for. VP very, very close to Mega Creep. So despite them losing that fight, now they still have a lot of heavy lifting to do if they actually will want to equalize that situation somewhat. The glyph will delay this even more. VP are not even going to be forced into more buybacks. They can even give up this full set of racks if they needed to, but only Crystallize hitting buildings. I might get the melees, but that's about it.
They're waiting in the fountain and they can get a 5-man smoke and then straight going to Navi. Waiting.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
You notice too, of course, everyone's respawning. They get out, so only that one Rax. But at this point, 43 minutes in, we are in the late game. It all comes down to buybacks, it all comes down finding the kills on the right targets at the right time. Things happen here. This smoke could end the game for VP, but also make it easy for Navi to push across and finally force out some of these buybacks.
Still a double Doom available as a Refresher Shard. Roger. That really make a difference here.
Pickle on the flip side, still holding on to a cheese. You get that. Say, what the hell? Take that back up again.
Finds Ramsey solo. Both of their smokes pop. Instantly put the wards down. But
tense situation. Again, the single misstep with this kind of buyback situation is kind of devastating. But if you look at the Radiant, actually, only 45 seconds left on Centaur, 40 seconds on Xayah, so Nake's a little bit further away, but they all have enough money for it. So in that sense, Navi have a bit of an advantage there. Problem is, they have to spend some time pushing out these waves, but Magical with the Boots of Travel available now. Good candidate to do that.
Navi's buybacks are coming up as well in 20 seconds, so if they take another team fight, they're gonna have buybacks up again.
Forward. They see him under the sentry, but he gets away. Now versus Centaur here is a fight for the boundary and it's even 45 minutes in. Who will find the jump? Is the big question of the next team fight, and wouldn't be too surprised if that's actually around the next row. Still 2 minutes until the minimum respawn time. Having an extra life in the fight would be very handy indeed in this situation.
So Nako's axe is the difference in the world. Disruptor ultimate on top of the Doom, and Roger would never get his Doom off. Neither his BKB.
It's gonna be a while until he actually gets enough money, especially if he wants to save for buyback. If he ever gets to that point, yeah, absolutely. He's level 20, so maybe we should have fed him a few more tomes. At that point, you get the plus 180 GPM. God, precise. This gets a free DD rune just ahead of the potential fights or AP. Another minute where they don't really want to engage. But I think he's got Ayats to initiate Ramses. He's super low, got cut down immediately! Has to buy back into this fight, but will you be able to get there in time? Roger is next on the list before he can even get the Doom out! Solo is down! Another glimpse back, doesn't even matter, has to focus on the bear, but they also have to deal with Ramses. He's cutting down pretty damn quickly himself. Crystalline brings Satanic, keeps himself safe, and now it's a fight of the ages, but Navi have plenty of support here. That's a tie back for Ramses. No one down for the count as well. As now, what can they do? Commit for some sort of base trade? Blizzy's already taken care of these illusions. TP through for Magical. Deal with top lane. Pasha, he's surging. He might be able to get Megas if he's sneaky enough.
They saw Pasha with the wards placed in the river, and they saw he's making his way towards the base. That's why they were thinking about TPing back, just catch the Darkseer and then go again. But how quickly did they blow up that Sven in that middle fight?
Crystallized did 11,000 damage in that fight. Satanic keeping him alive even as Ramses came back.
The Doom on the Centaur, and Doom got his refresher off, but he didn't get his second Doom at all. And now they're going straight for tier 4s. They only have supports there though. Meanwhile, VP.
This is last round. Okay, they're gonna claim Megas. They don't want to send the bear in, but it's the only bear that Lone Druid has, so it's not really an option. No one don't want to commit that, so the defense is still alive and kicking. But there's so many waves to deal with here. There's another. Right on the Ancient. Lies dealing with that the best he can with triple dagger and everything. Is what the hell? Ryan. Look at what he was doing there.
He has no escape.
Radiance Ancient.
Neko, but now Crystallize joining in. He TP'd into what's the mid lane. So Neko taking care of the creeps. His job is now just to keep whatever beat he has away. 30 seconds still. So Ramses comes back. Is that enough time for the Aegis? I don't know. BKB from Roger to prevent the glimpse. Looking for a bit of a black wraparound. He does have to do onto Crystallize. Could be big, but he's still life stealing. The tier 4s are dead. Vacuum into the wall with 3 different heroes, but now Blizzy with that ultimate. They're just hitting the Ancient! Navi! They're doing it! The glyph to the latest further 5 seconds until Ramses comes back. I don't think they can do it, Panda.
They're
just hitting it. Crystallize, they can't stop him. They're back. They bring down VP. Incredible game. What